Hi guys, hello, and welcome back to the Finance Workout channel. Today I want to talk to you about investing and investing for absolute beginners. I think the very first question that you sort of wonder is starting, right? How do I start? Where do I start? And I would say the most important thing is just starting straight away. And to be able to start straight away, what do you need? You need to have an account from where you are able to purchase. So the way I started was my company that I was working for had opened a pension for me, and this was a brokerage company, so I just really went in, logged in, and kind of just looked at what they had invested into for me, what was their pension pot. And from then I just started kind of browsing through the actual all the articles and the blog posts that the brokerage had. And for me particularly, it was with Hargreaves Lansdown, and I really liked them because they had a very sort of good platform for research, and you could look into funds and just in general the past performance that all of these stocks had stocks and funds. So the next thing is once you do open an account, if you don't have a specific brokerage, there are tons of websites that specialize in giving you comparisons between each one, and they'll just rate each brokerage on things like their fees, their research articles, the amount of stocks available to trade, and yeah, I think fees is a really big one to bear in mind. And okay, so if we imagine you now have your account, what are the next sort of things you should be thinking about to start to understand how things work? For that, personally, what I would advise is potentially starting out with a fund, because they sort of diversify for you. You don't really want to hold all your investments in one single specific company and industry, because you never know what's going to happen, and the market goes up and it goes down, right? So ideally, if you're in a specific sector, for example, not too long ago we had quite a massive crash in the oil industry. So if you were in that, your stocks would have, the value of them would have crashed significantly. However, if you had diversified and been in the medical industry, now 2020, we're going through coronavirus, there would have been a lot of developments, and potentially your stock would have gone high up in value. So it's quite important to diversify. But obviously, if you're starting with a small account, what you could do is invest into a fund. A fund is managed by an experienced manager who, of course, then does the diversification for you. So, and you can choose by industry, you can choose by region. Do you want to be invested in solely the US or the UK? Do you want a mix? And this is why I like Hargreaves Lansdown, because they have these fact sheets that you can look at, and it will tell you everything. It will tell you the top 10 companies that they're invested in as well, and it's just a great way, I think, to start. And again, you can start with as small as £100, and then I think the minimum that you can invest continuously is £25 a month, so it's really not that much, but it's a good way to start getting into just understanding, and just with small numbers that you don't feel like you're risking too much if you lose it all because it's like massive crash, which is not really going to happen. Like it might happen once in a decade, but you know, at least you start to understand how the price and the value of that investment gets affected by news, by things that happen, right? But at the same time, if it's diversified enough, it might not necessarily have such a big impact. And again, I think £100 is a great number to start with, because it's easy to then see, okay, did it go up by 4%? Did it go down by 4%? Like what's happening on a daily basis. And this would be sort of the passive investment route, because you don't have to manage the investment, it's managed for you. And then, you know, once you start, it's really the main purpose of that is to start building confidence and gaining confidence. The next step would obviously start being you actively researching companies and you know, trying to find what stocks you're interested in, but you would have to do some fundamental analysis, which is really just to understand what the company's financials are and how it's doing, and you know, what are their objectives, how are they growing, what's the sector like, and all of those kind of points. And this will really help you gain more confidence. And again, you should always invest in something you understand. Don't just invest into something because someone else said that you should. Do your own research, your own due diligence. And I think it's also quite good to invest into something that you believe in. For example, if you are a vegetarian and there's this new company or a company that you've found or come across, and they're all about, you know, producing vegetarian foods, then you could invest into them, for example, and it's because you believe what they're doing. Or whatever industry you might be interested in, do some research, start to understand it, look into the news, see what things are coming out, what new companies are doing, or old ones. And again, investing is such a long game. There's so many different assets that you can do. But I think, like, for me, the main ones to think about when you're starting is funds or stocks. And in funds as well, you can invest in ETFs, and these sort of try to replicate markets such as the FTSE 100 or NASDAQ, you know. And it's not just choosing which market you want to replicate, but also you know, it's really then different companies that offer these ETFs as well. So there's a lot of research to do, and as someone that's just starting out, it could really feel overwhelming. But the only way is really learning and putting the time to understand what it is that you are doing. Because you know, we talk about investing, and it's not just in the stock market, but actually also investing in yourself is quite important as well. So yeah, I hope this helps you get the confidence to just put yourself there and start getting into it, because there's no better way than just putting yourself in there. You know, I always say, there's the saying that I've heard ages ago and I love, and it is start before you're ready, because the only way you're going to get ready is by doing it, and the only way you're going to get experience is by doing it. So stop procrastinating, stop thinking that you have to, you know, learn so much before you actually start and hit the button to go. Just do it and start exploring for yourself, because as you start getting into it, you'll start having questions, and the more questions you have, the more you research, the more you ask, the more you understand things when you're in conversations. Because yeah, you know, just looking at things from a theoretical perspective versus actually practicing and being a doer is just night and day. Hey guys, so just one more thing I wanted to point out, and is that I did mention that you should consider fees as one of the things that you look into when you are opening a brokerage. I went with Hargreaves Lansdown, as I mentioned, because I was already in them, because my company had put that for me. So I already had an account with them. It wasn't me necessarily choosing them, they chose me, and I thought, as I'm in there, I might as well just explore it. One thing I will say is that they're quite expensive, and what you need to, take into account is that when you are purchasing each share, you are going to be paying a transaction fee and a commission, and with them I believe by each transaction costs you close to £12, which is quite a lot, because your gain could be like I mentioned before, if you only put in 100, if it moves just 4, 6, 7%, 10%, your gain would be £10, but you've paid 12 in commission. So just bear that in mind. And before, I was keeping my purchasing to quite a minimum. I would be very selective in what I was choosing, and I would just do it maybe once a month. But now, personally, I'm going to start trying that a bit more often. I want to choose a platform that will make more financial sense. So obviously, the less it costs me to actually purchase these shares, the better. And also, you should be trying to be as tax efficient as possible. So what I'm personally trying to do is transition from Hargreaves Lansdown into Freetrade. So I will do another video on that, but it's quite easy. Being in the UK and trying to be tax efficient, I am using an ISA account, so stocks and shares ISA, which basically means that you have an allowance of up to £20,000 of investments each year, and that means whatever you invest within that year will not be taxable. Even the dividends or the profit that you make off of those investments will be tax free, which is kind of wonderful, because if you were to do the exact same purchases outside of this ISA, you would be liable to capital gain for whenever you sell your transactions, and income if it's income gain if it's from dividends. So it's very, very important to bear all of these different points into account, and make sure that you are trading not trading. Remember, again, there is a big difference between trading and investing, because trading is when you are focused on the short term, and perhaps you use more technical analysis, which is by looking at the graphs and charts of stocks and catalysts, basically news that will impact these, and you are trying to make a gain in a very short period of time. That could be in 1 day, 2 days, or slightly more. That's actually a profession. People just live off of this on a daily basis, and they are referred to as traders. Whereas investing is normally for the long term, a minimum of 3-5 years, but normally more around 10-20 years. You might be looking for your retirement plan, and so anyway, I hope that also helps you to understand a little bit more about the kind of things to think about and consider when opening an account. So I hope you've enjoyed this, that you find it helpful, and if you have already started, I'd love to hear how your journey began and what that was like. So please share in the comments, and another important thing, once you've gotten into all of it, is to start thinking about your goals. Like, what are your future goals? And just understanding the value of money. And you know, for that, if you want to try and have a go at seeing, you know, what your investments would turn into, if you put in XYZ amounts per month, per year, what will that be in 10 years, 20 years, if you were investing at, say, a consistent percentage of approximately 7%, or whatever you want to put in. If you want to play around with these numbers, I've got a free compound interest tracker that you can just download for free, and you can play around with those numbers. It will help you understand the value of money over time. Yeah, again, thank you for listening. I hope you found this useful, and reach out to me if you have any questions. Bye.